It's your boy Olu doing another video. I kind of like this video thing. I'm just going to keep freestyling while I can. Just talking about various topics once again. And this is about the Black Panther album. Let's get started.
Big shot.
Hey. Hey.
Peanut butter inside.
Hey.
Outside. Cocaine white body look like Gentiles.
Hey.
Emotional. Why you emotional? Bitch, you emotional. Yeah, big shot. Peanut butter insides.
Alright.
Outside. Cocaine white.
Peanut butter insides? Okay. Let's stop having fun. Let's be serious about it. Okay. So the Black Panther album by Kendrick Lamar. I listened to it. The album's not bad. In my personal opinion, it could have been better. I'm not one that's one of them haters or that's being too critical on the album itself. First thing I want to take note of and kind of like point some attention to is the people who chose Kendrick Lamar to produce the album, the Black Panther album. Now, out of all the artists that are out there, you didn't think about using Wale, an actual African Nigerian. He's pretty known, he's famous. I think that would have been a better fit. Sometimes you gotta use your brain. If you didn't want to use Wale and you're looking for someone lighter complected, someone that's very diverse, well, not because Wale is very diverse. I listened to a lot of Wale's music. Wale got bars for days. But you could use G-Day or Wale would have been perfect candidates because their origins or their background is Nigerian or of African culture, African descent. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I felt like those would have been a better fit for producing or co-producing the album with Kendrick Lamar. And if I wanted to ask those, if I had the opportunity to ask them, I would be like, why did you pick Kendrick Lamar? Is he the new Tupac? I mean, he has a lot that he likes to say, but when I listen to the full album, if you're doing an album about an African movie, none of the music sounds African at all. You know, it has a common beat. There's none of that in any of his songs. Not in the slightest. And Kendrick Lamar, I fuck with Kendrick Lamar. I like a lot of his music. His music is very good. He sends a good message. I honestly believe he has a positive message. But they, I guess in my personal opinion, picked Kendrick Lamar to produce the album because they wanted more attention towards the album. They wanted more controversy. They wanted to see what Kendrick Lamar was going to say or how is he going to say it. But I listened to one song with Future on it and I was like, what does this have to do with anything related to Black Panther? Bunch of just yelling and screaming and other nonsense. I was just like, come on, y'all could have did better. I feel like they could have done better. At the end of the day, the album is already done. I mean, I don't know if there's any way you can go back and fix it or redo it, but Wale's music is very diverse, and with Kendrick Lamar's music, it's unless you're from the West Coast, let me pause for a moment. West Coast music, down South music, and East Coast music all have its own sound. I'm not being biased because I'm from down South, because Houston, they listen to a lot of chopped and screw music over here, but down South music from Atlanta, things of that nature, they have good music where everyone can listen to, everyone can jam and have a good time to. They have a lot of nice little music party songs. West Coast music it's hard, in your face. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Compton, Inglewood, kind of music, but you can't play that music in the club. And sometimes East Coast music is the same way. East Coast music, it's a lot of hard from the city of Bronx, New York, Queens. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, things of that nature. But when you get into down south music or music, I would get some people from artists from Miami. Of course, Rick Ross has some hard music, but a lot of it you can jam to. You can really go hard in the club to that music, and that's why Future is doing so big right now, because Future, a lot of his songs, you can have a good time and you can dance to it in the club. You can't really jam a lot of Kendrick Lamar songs in the club, and I know it's not an album for club music, but at the end of the day, you could have put Wale on the track, because Wale is very diverse with his sound and his music. You can play him in the club. You can play him in the car and jam him. You can put on a Wale album, and his album has 18 songs, and 15 out of 18 songs are gonna go hard. Just being positive. I'm just being honest. Kendrick Lamar music is good, and with the message he, I guess, had with the Black Panther album, it's good and it's in your face. But you could put Wale on the album, and Wale would have you thinking. You'd be like, damn, that makes sense. Or you could put G-Day on the album and be like, man, that makes sense. At the same time, still enjoying the music. And don't think it can't be fixed. If all the Star song with Kendrick Lamar and SZA, it kind of gets a little bit to that, with a little bit of the beat that you can kind of twerk it and fix it, where you can add Wale or do a remix and add Wale and G-Day to it and really kill that song, to be honest with you. And if you really want to throw in a Grammy in it, you can mix in a little bit of Queen B, because Queen B, her message is towards black empowerment and being productive, and as far as sending a positive message towards the African American culture. And Wale is more in tune with the African American culture, because he still visits Africa. I can't remember the last time I seen or heard of Kendrick Lamar traveling to Africa. I mean, I don't know his business. I don't know that maybe he has gone. I don't know. But I know Wale quite visits Nigeria or Africa in general quite frequently. G-Day, I don't know, but you can look at G-Day's attire and still you can tell he's deeply rooted in the Nigerian community or African community in its whole. I like the suit that he had in the video. The video was colorful. Those gentlemen in the back suits were immaculate. Fresh to death. On point with the suits. And I like to wear suits, but today is Sunday, so I'm just chilling. But you catch me on any given day, I'm sharp as a tack. And like I said, the Kendrick Lamar album, it's good. It could have been better if it was, and even if honestly it could have been produced by him. But the other artists that he had on there, no one really knows. And for an album of this magnitude, for the story they're trying to tell and the message they're trying to send, it would have made more sense if you added actual Africans to the actual album. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand loyalty. You want to put your peoples on. I fucks with that all day. I'm down for that. What my peoples will tell you. I'm down for the cause, regardless. We got an issue? No, you don't have an issue. We have an issue. So what is the problem and how can we do it? I'm down for that. But when you're trying to start a movement or to push forward a movement, sometimes you gotta look beyond yourself. And sometimes you can ask for assistance. I'm sure Wale and G-Day would have been willing to assist with that type of album and even be featured on a song or two. I'm telling you, they would have put in all kinds of work on that album. You can listen to Wale's The Gifted album About Nothing, mixtapes, G-Day's album. I was jamming it today. Man, Bully of the Earth, fire. Helicopters, fire. Safari, fire. Y'all better do y'all research on these Nigerian artists. They coming up in the game. And they being productive. See, Kendrick Lamar will speak a lot of good things and a good message in his album, but a lot of what he says, kind of like myself, it'll offend you. It'll piss you off. You'll be like, man, what he's saying is true, but the way he said it kind of annoyed me, so you're kind of brushing off the message. Wale is diverse in a way where he can say what he says, the same message that Kendrick Lamar is giving you, but at the same time, say in a way where you will ingest the information and be like, damn, you know what? I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wale got a song called Black Heroes. Vanity. Bricks. Like, listen to Wale's albums. I'm telling you, he got fire for days. I'm telling you, y'all need to stop sleeping on them. And I feel that if you did a remix with Wale, G-Day, of course SZA, you could mix it in as far as the way, like, of course with the remix, kind of like how P. Diddy did I Need a Girl. Part 1 was better than part 2. Part 2 was better than part 1. You gotta make sure you hit it on all cylinders. How Wale did Bad. When you listen to Bad and Bad remix with Rihanna, you really can't say which song was actually better, because the music was similar, tweaked a little bit, tweaked the lyrics, but he added Rihanna, boom, fire track. Some people say the Bad remix is better than the original. Some people will say the original is better than the remix. You can do that. You add, Kendrick Lamar starting it off with SZA. You throw in a little Queen Bee, Your Highness, on there with the verse of her own, or her singing half, like one, but SZA can start off with the first half of the chorus, and then Beyonce do the second half, kill it with a hard killer note. You put Wale on the second verse, you start off with Kendrick Lamar, SZA starts the first verse, ends off with Beyonce with like a little bit of singing. You throw in Wale for the second verse, let Kendrick Lamar or Wale the start of the second verse with G-Day finishing off the second verse, starting the third, and Kendrick Lamar then with Beyonce, then SZA finishing off after that, and Kendrick Lamar finishing off the song. You got a Grammy. Just like that. And when you do the song, add a little bit of Nigerian sauce to it, or African music. You can fit it in. You know what I'm saying? People be like, all right, I see where you're going with it. Because like I said, you gotta be able to incorporate all facets of the African culture. I mean, you did a good job, but I honestly feel that it could have been slightly better. And like I said, those are just my particular input on the Black Panther album. Of course, no one's gonna listen to me. I'm just speaking my mind. But the Black Panther album, in my personal opinion, out of a 10, I would say it is out of respect for Kendrick, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for the Kendrick Lamar Black Panther album.